This video is sponsored by SABER.com. They currently have a May special that ends on June 4th, where all lightsabers are 30% off. They have some really awesome lightsabers, a very good friend of the channel, and you can get $15 off with code SWMEG. 100% metal hilt, a really smooth swing with all of their sabers, some fantastic blade effects. Honestly, you can't go wrong. The link to their website is down in the description, but back to today's video. So today we have some really cool new pictures for the Ahsoka show, courtesy of Empire magazine. The new issue comes out in just a few days' time on June 8th. And given we're 2 months away from the Ahsoka show, or roughly thereabouts, they're highlighting some really cool things, interviews with Dave Filoni, Rosario Dawson, Lars Mikkelsen, and a new look at the show. Well, here are some really cool pictures. So this one dropped last night, Ahsoka with the Jedi Temple in the background. She looks amazing, very similar to her Star Wars Rebels look with the longer Leiku. She's in her fighting stance. There are so many enemies in this show. We also have this amazing poster with Ahsoka over Thrawn silhouette. Just a shadowy background. They're not revealing anything. And this one dropped along with an early article from the issue. And with all this build up, it sounds as though a release date or a trailer or some kind of announcement is coming soon. We got the teaser trailer at Star Wars Celebration, but there was some exclusive footage just shown to The Room. They're really building up to something, and 2 months out, it sounds as though we probably are going to get something very soon. I still think we won't get the final trailer until July though, but let's wait and see. But I want to focus on this article. Ahsoka is a wanderer at the start of her series, and that's from Dave Filoni. She walks a path that died out a long time ago, so possibly teasing a return to the Jedi Order years after she left it. And I've got to say, if Anakin's Force Ghost is going to be in this, if Luke Skywalker's going to be in this, maybe finding Ezra, all of these factors could lead her back to the ways of the Jedi, or something different, something beyond all of that. Ahsoka the White, a different, more elevated place in the Force. So here's the article. It's taken 15 years. But after all this time, Ahsoka Tano is ready to lead her own show. They say Dave Filoni is shepherding the most important step of her journey. She is stepping into the limelight in Ahsoka. While the Ahsoka series arrives in the wake of Mando, it's also picking up from where she left off in animation in Star Wars Rebels, reuniting her with some fan favourites like Sabine and Hera. And they say it's with them that Ahsoka, played by Rosario Dawson, is gonna find a new purpose. She may be handy with a pair of lightsabers and a master of the Force, but after what happened with the Order, Ahsoka does not consider herself to be a Jedi. She's a wanderer at this point, Filoni tells Empire magazine, and is in a lot of ways wary of any organisation as such because of the power that comes with it as a group. But her wariness of institutions contributes to the loneliness of her journey. He says, quote, "She walks a path that basically died out a long time ago, and there aren't many like her left, if any. So that's a lonely thing. What is that life like? What is it like then when you try to open back up?" And they also reiterate the challenge of having an audience who's seen Rebels and others who haven't, so they're making it very accessible to everyone. But he says her connection to Anakin is going to be very important. Super exciting stuff, guys. I really can't wait. And so now we're going to be talking about something really crazy. Star Wars just confirmed that Aayla Secura and Shaak T survived Order 66. You heard me. If you remember in Revenge of the Sith, we saw Aayla Secura during Order 66 being shot down multiple times in the back on Felucia, the 327th Corps. Now Aayla Secura is one of my favourite Jedi, so when I saw this headline, I was blown away. I was confused, I'm still a bit confused, and it brings up a big question: does Star Wars have a Jedi surviving problem? Because how could she have survived that? And the same thing came up in the Kenobi show. How did Reva survive Anakin's stabbing? How did the Grand Inquisitor survive? Well, in this case, in the new Doctor Aphra comics, between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, the final frame shows Aayla Secura and Shaak T. Now Shaak T had many deaths, some that were canon, some that were not. If you played the Force Unleashed games, she was in those, so she did survive in Legends, but in canon we see in the Clone Wars in that vision that she did die, and in the deleted scenes of Revenge of the Sith, both Anakin kills her, and then in a separate scene that George Lucas cut out, General Grievous kills her too, near the start of the film. So how are these two Jedi alive? Well, I'm gonna explain it, and there's a very good chance they're not really alive, and instead are manifestations, maybe similar to Luminara and Julie like in Star Wars Rebels. She was used as a trap by the Empire. This could be the same thing, they might just be apparitions, and it's left as a cliffhanger, the final page of this comic, saying to be continued in issue 33. So with Shaak T, I can kind of understand why she may have survived. If lightsabers going through you isn't a reason to die these days, then why not? But with Aayla Secura it's a bit different. She was shot down so many times in the back by the 327th. Commander Bly and his boys went to town, so according to this comic, she and Shaak Ti survived through to the original trilogy era, and maybe that means the Mandalorian as well. We hear a voice at the end of The Rise of Skywalker when Rey reaches out to the Force ghosts, so by then, she's most likely dead. So what takes place in this comic? Well, it starts out with Doctor Aphra, one of the best archaeologists, and a character we really should see in live action. They brought Chrysanthemum over from the comics, they should do the same with her, and she's kidnapped Luke Skywalker, and at this stage he's still wielding his yellow lightsaber. Disney love their yellow lightsabers. This is the one he uses between the blue and the green one, between the one he lost on Bespin, and the one he uses by the time of Return of the Jedi. So Doctor Aphra kidnaps him, and this is how it goes. She says, "Oh good, you're still breathing." As you can see, she's got him captive. He can't really move. And then she acts friendly, saying, "I made you some calf. Do you want some?" "Aphra, of course," Luke says. "Really? Okay, I'll get you some calf." "Wait, no, that's not what I meant. I don't want any calf. I want to know why you kidnapped me, and what you did with R2. And look at our poor little guy. He's completely totted out." "Don't worry, he's fine," she says. "I slapped a restraining bolt on him and powered him down. He's so mouthy for a guy without a mouth. And that's the R2-D2 we know and love." And then Aphra replies to him and says, "As for your first question, why do you think, Mr. Jedi? You need me for something," Luke says. "Actually, Luke Skywalker, you need me, and I'm about to do you the favor of your life." And then she shows him a Jedi holoprojector. She says, "I have to admit, you slipped out of those ropes faster than I expected, once you knew your droid was safe. Solo's been teaching you some tricks." So here's where the juicy bit begins. A holoprojector of Jedi Master Shaak Ti appears, and this is what she says. "Ksh! Message is from Shaak Ti for Aayla Secura." "Wait," Luke says, "that's a Jedi holo. Where did you get this?" And then Shaak Ti continues, "We have reason for concern. Aayla, I've acquired, but I need your help containing it." And then she mentions Kuthu's Bell, this power, the kind of destruction it could unleash. Only the Saison Temple can keep safe. Its doors will only open to those pure of heart and strong in the Force. So there's a real clue. It sounds as though, whether during the time of the Republic, so before Order 66, or if they survived afterwards, Shaak Ti and Aayla Secura were on a mission. They discovered something very important, Kuthu's Bell, whatever that is. And there's not too much information about it, but it sounds as though it's very dangerous. Now, a lot of outlets who picked up on this, big story that Aayla Secura and Shaak Ti survived did say they could have done so in unnatural ways. So it could just be an apparition. Maybe their Force spirits are stuck in that temple. The Temple of Saison, which Shaak Ti says is the only place that can keep it safe. Whatever the case, they may not be alive, but rather exist in this kind of entrapment through the Force, whether it's the world between worlds or something like that. But Luke Skywalker hears about Saison Temple through the hologram, and he wants to go there. Dr. Aphra says, "It's a backwater gas giant, notoriously dangerous, notoriously hard to find, but I know how to take you there." "Why are you really doing this, Aphra?" Luke says. And Dr. Aphra kind of entices Luke. She wants that bell, that Jedi artifact, which she entices Luke with by saying he could use it to defeat Vader. If it's as important as Shaak Ti said, this is going to be crucial for his mission. So he agrees, and they go to Saison. Saison is in the Outer Rim, and it's pretty much as Dr. Aphra described. "Alright, keep your eyes on the sky and let me know if you see anything vaguely temple-shaped," she says. Now here's a really crucial bit. This planet is strong in the Force. The Jedi Temple there is a complete mystery, similar to Lothal, but a bit more ominous. It seems like it appeals to both Sith and Jedi. Whatever this bell is, it's wanted by both. It holds great power, probably something Emperor Palpatine knows about. According to Aphra, they enter a massive magnetic storm. Navigation, target systems, they all were knocked out. Luke decides to co-pilot. He's a great one, and as they approach the atmosphere, he hears something. He feels an echo, maybe something deeper in the Force. He says, "A note?" Dr. Aphra says, "Is this a Force thing?" And Luke says, "Trust me." A vortex traps them in the middle of this artifact, something that makes Dr. Aphra very happy. She says that, my friend, is our payday. She just sees green. The credits this is going to bring her. Luke says, "That's beautiful. Payday, but you said, I meant figuratively," she says. So with R2-D2, they leave the ship. They then see the logo of the Jedi Order, and this is what Aphra says. "Reliable information about the Jedi is hard to find. Everything she hunted down was merely myth, and the Jedi Temple only opens to those who are strong in the Force, so as I say, very similar to Lothal. So I'm gonna skip forward a bit. Luke tries to enter the temple, it doesn't work. Suddenly some guardians made of glass appear, and after struggling for a bit, he destroys them, and he also destroys the magnetic wave emitter that kept the guardians formed together, so they're not coming back. Suddenly they don't feel well, and they fall into a ditch. Then all of a sudden, Shaak Ti and Aayla Secura come to see them, with their lightsabers in hand, ignited and curious. Have they been stuck there all these years? Did they just get there? Did they survive Order 66? There is so many questions, so I really don't know. Is this in the present day? Is this just a Force apparition? Luke's imagination? There's no kind of glow around them, so it would suggest this is very much in the present day, which is crazy to think, because these are two Jedi who knew Luke's dad. They knew Anakin. And now here they are between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So a question some Star Wars fans have is, does Star Wars have a Jedi problem? Are they revealing too many survivors who we assumed were dead? At least these are characters we know, and two great ones at that. Are they taking a page out of The Force Unleashed with Shaak Ti returning? I wonder what's going to happen next. But I've got to say, bringing these two characters back has certainly been a good advert for the Doctor Aphra comics, has certainly given Star Wars fans a reason to care so much. So share your thoughts on this and everything we spoke about in the comments down below. How do you feel about the return? Are you happy? Are you not? Let me know, and if you enjoyed this video guys, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. May the Force be with you always.